What's going on YouTube? Let's talk about the 3 different ways to becoming a software developer. So let's talk about the 3 different pathways to actually becoming a software developer. They are going the traditional route of going to university. The second is going and attending boot camps. And lastly, but also the hardest, it is being a self-taught programmer. So let's talk about the traditional school route. When I talk about the traditional school route, I'm basically talking about individuals that are going for their bachelor's degree in computer science, software development, or things of that nature, right? On average, these students who graduate from these universities, they often end up with around $30,000 of school loan debt. But I will say that not all schools are built equally. For example, if you're gonna get your computer science degree from Stanford, or if you're going to get your computer science degree from like a local state school. Obviously, one's curriculum is a lot higher than the other, so your value of going to, let's say, a Stanford school, it will be perceived better by people that are interested in hiring you. While in these traditional school routes at universities, you have the opportunity to network and apply for internships. And in the past, when I was looking at internship opportunities, a lot of these internships, they want you to be pursuing a bachelor's or master's or PhD in computer science. So having that specific goal in mind, it'll get you like a step into the door of employment in the computer science realm. So typically most recruiters, they want you to have a CS degree. That's just the grim reality of how the hiring world works, right? And sometimes they won't even talk to you if you don't even have it. However, there are ways to going around that, and it's kind of along the lines of like, can you show to the recruiter that you are a competent person and you're able to learn, and are you able to work in a team? So those are also important aspects as well. I will say that the most beneficial thing about the traditional school route is that they give you a clear path on what you're expected to do by a certain time. For example, in your freshman year of university, you're expected to know the fundamentals of computer science. And then moving on to like senior year, you're expected to know how to do a multitude of complex levels of thinking, such as building a software development app, building your own e-commerce website, and working amongst a team of other programmers. So let's talk about boot camps. Boot camps can be expensive depending on which one you attend. They're often very fast-paced learning experiences because they're like the second option to go into a traditional school route, which is often 4 years, right? So for example, I attended a boot-like type thing, and when I was in the program, we basically learned like a year to 2 years worth of computer science classes in the span of a couple months. And you could imagine how fast-paced everything was. You're expected to drink out of a fire hose and basically soak up as much knowledge as you can while you're still in the program. Some of the benefits of attending a boot camp are it's more cost-effective, time-effective. Depending on the quality of the program, they may even be able to provide you with an interview or internship after the course. Also, if you're able to land a job right out of the program, instead of spending 4 years, you're able to just spend like 4, 6, 2 months in the program and land a job. That is very cost-efficient comparing to someone who spent $30,000 and 4 years of their life trying to pursue a degree when both of you are able to like get the same entry-level position. Before saying yes and signing a contract into the bootcamp, you should determine the outlook of the graduates. For example, what are these graduates from these bootcamps looking like and doing nowadays? Are they actually working in the industry? Are they unemployed? You know, you gotta look into the numbers a little bit. You also need to compare pricing. Some bootcamps I've heard in the past, they actually have you pay nothing up front, and they actually only start charging you money once you actually get a job in the field as a programmer. Next up to consider is the credibility of the program. Some programs actually are able to give you college credit for the classes that you take while in the boot camp, so that is always a plus. And when you're in these programs, you need to like consider like, yes, I'm learning these skills, but do employers actually care that I've actually been in this program? So you need to also consider what hiring companies are looking into this bootcamp. So let's talk about the last method of becoming a software developer, and it's being self-taught. Self-taught can be the most effective way of becoming a software developer, but it's usually the most difficult and time intensive. Without a direct plan of achieving their education goals, these self-taught programmers can be caught in a mindset of being lax and not pursuing their goals in a timely manner. I believe that is so because without anything on the line, you don't really have much of a commitment and a commitment of achieving your goals, because you're kind of like in the mindset of like, I could do this later, you know, I could work in programming sometime in a bit. When compared to like a boot camp, you're always on the go, like, I have to do these things. And in traditional schools, you're expected to know this amount of knowledge by this certain date. It's in order to pass your classes. But with self-taught programmers, you don't really have that accountability. Since self-taught programmers don't have the access that all the university or bootcamp students have access to, they typically end up increasing their learning period of becoming a programmer, since they don't have a mentor or a teacher to guide them along the way. So let's talk about the things that you should be doing, whether you're pursuing a CS degree, whether you're attending a bootcamp, or just if you're a self-taught programmer. You should all be working on building your portfolio that showcases your skills and abilities. You should be networking with individuals already working in the field, knowing the right person at the right time. That could sometimes help you landing a job. Not regardless of your skill level, but it helps that you know someone and maybe they could have some leverage in getting you in. So for self-taught programmers and students in boot camps and students even in universities in the last few years, you should all be focusing on things such as obtaining certifications. When recruiters are trying to pick you up, it helps you stand out amongst your competition. And like for the self-taught programmers and the bootcamp students, these are really important to you guys because you guys don't have as much time as compared to the traditional school route, right? So you want to be as qualified and certified as fast as you can. All right, guys, that's the video. If you liked the content, please feel free to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, or comment down below. Also, if you have any questions or concerns or just general questions, feel free to leave that down below as well, and I'll try to address those questions as soon as possible. But that is it. So until next time, guys, see ya.